To estimate an area on centimetre squared paper, the first thing I'm going to do is count how many whole squares are inside the shape. So let's count them now. I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and that's about it. So I've got 16 whole squares. What I'm going to do now is use crosses for any partially filled in squares. So any part of squares which are inside the shape. So I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm not going to worry about this bit here. So 18. So there's 18 partial squares. Remember, this is only an estimate. We want to try and be as accurate as we can, but if you have a really small section like that, you can ignore it. So the whole squares I'm going to consider as 1 centimetre squared each, right? Because that's what they are. They're a whole centimetre square. If this is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre, the area is 1 centimetre squared. For the partial squares though, because they're not full squares, I'm just going to count them. I'm going to count each partial square as exactly a half square. And I can get away with this because if we look at this partial square, it's nearly a full square. Whereas this one is not quite half a square. But if we put them together, so both of these, they roughly make up a full square. So I'm going to consider each partial square to be half a square. So the area of all those partial squares is going to be half of 18, which is 9. So to work out the total area, I need to add up 16 and 9, which is going to be 25 centimetres squared. Let's try another question. This is more like what you'd have in a GCSE, but it's the same method. The first thing I'm going to do is count how many whole squares I have. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 whole squares. Now let's look at the partials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and well, I don't think I'll count these two, so we'll say that's 21. Again, it is an estimate. You can be off by a little bit. So there were 22 whole squares. Every partial square I think of as a half square. So I need to do half of 21. Well, half of 20 is 10. So that means I'm going to end up with, because half of 1 is then, half of 1 is then 1.5. So I end up with 11.5. So I need to do 22 plus 11.5, which is going to be 33.5. But the thing is, every square is worth 5 meters squared. So this isn't just 33.5 squares, it's 33.5 lots of 5 meters squared. So I need to times 33.5 by 5. To do this, I'm going to do 335 times 5 and then put the decimal back in. 5 5s are 25, 5 3s are 15, plus the 2 is 17, 5 3s are 15, plus the 1 is 16. We have 1675. Put the decimal point back once, and we have 167.5 meters squared. So that is the total area of the park. Here are some GCSE questions for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go at them, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers.